Okay, and you're a new startup, right? You just launched.
Yeah, we are working in this field for several years, but we have changed our strategy, and now we are working in a different way that got us the need for new leads.
Yeah, so tell me a little bit, what was your goal on LinkedIn?
Before establishing Validize, we worked by person to person, so we did not need the LinkedIn or any other marketing need. But a couple of months ago, we have decided to enlarge our spread out, and we decided that we need to bring leads to the table. And we started thinking of a couple of ways. I'm well connected to the marketing cyber industry. I've consulted many of the leading people there. And mostly I got answer that automation is the answer. And we've started with automation for email automation. And then we have shifted to LinkedIn automation, which got us results that weren't good enough for us. And then we started looking for other ways to enlarge our success rate and conversion rate. And then we found you.
Okay, so you needed to get sales calls, right? You needed to book new clients. You need to start your launch successfully, and you tried several things like automation and got very little conversion rates, right? Okay.
Yeah, the conversion was not enough, and this is what led us to change our strategy from to the massive approach to a personal approach. And that improved, I think, dramatically the conversion rates. Of course, our goal is to do the sales. I think most organizations their aim is to sell, but before that, you need to bring leads to the table. You need to talk to them, and of course, there are a couple of stages before getting to the sale itself. And the lead that we're getting now from LinkedIn assist that in promoting the goal of the company itself.
Okay, very, very good. So you actually not using the massive approach, not using spray and pray, and just very targeted approach right now. Tell me, Achiad, what did it allow you to do in your business now that you reach your goal?
I can tell you that we are now getting right to the point meeting because we have done a couple of things, I think, that have brought us to, I think that we haven't even started approaching to our customers. We got leads to meetings, relevant ones, only by requesting friendship. We have done several stuff that I think together with you, Danny, that have changed our profile, that have changed the way we look, that have changed the way people are looking at us, and that helps us bring meeting to the table without even trying to. Of course, we do try to, but without the intention, only with the friend request that we are sending out, and we've got amazing percentage. And some of them are even proactively contacting us to get meetings and to understand better what they can gain out of connecting with us.
So it's easier, much easier than it used to be, and now you can count on it.
Now it's much harder because we have many meetings, but yes.
Okay, so I appreciate your time. I know you're busy. Go back to your meetings, okay? I don't want to take you out of the sales calls that I hope you achieve. Okay, bye.
Yeah.
Thank you for your time.
Thank you very much, Danit. Thank you.
Let's continue. Hi. Bye-bye. Okay, guys, I'm hoping I am worth your time so far. Tell me if I'm wrong or am I right? Okay. Okay. Let's start. Let's talk about this, the LinkedIn strategy 2021. Definitely, Oded. Thank you. So I'm going to talk about 3 steps that are going to make you probably already are aware of. Wait, Riyad. Yeah. You already know those steps. It's going to be very simple steps, because you see LinkedIn coaches talk about it all the time, and it's also very intuitive. Okay, the first step is just getting your profile right. Most people get it wrong, but even though we know it, most people get it wrong. Step number 2 to your LinkedIn success is Arbel. Hello, and welcome, Arbel. How are you? Step number 2, connecting with your target audience. That sounds very simple. It doesn't happen. We're going to see why. Step number 3, be active. Good. Step number 3, be active and taking action at the right time. Okay, and this relates to the secret sauce of notification. I'm going to take you through an holistic approach to LinkedIn. So what have you been hearing so far? Maybe it was a little bits and pieces. And this is going to complete everything to one holistic approach that only that's the only way it works. So if it's very simple, the profile, connecting with your target audience, and taking action, why doesn't it work for most of us? Because we have several problems. Problem number 1 is your reputation and basically fighting for attention. Can you tell me how many connection requests have you been getting this past week, last week, this month? Because I'm getting about 3 every day. So, and from people who wants to sell, right? They want to sell to me. So when you send a connection request, understand that they are getting a lot of connection requests. And it's not a fight for, you don't fight for attention only with your competitors, but with everyone on LinkedIn that is trying to sell. Okay. And tell me if there was one time that someone asked to connect with you and actually wanted to buy from you. Okay, it doesn't happen like that. Get it? Yeah, Ella is getting plenty, most irrelevant, of course, and John is getting between 5 to 7 a week. Do you approve them, John? Do you approve them? Do you not approve them? Just share with me. One problem. Okay, getting to the mind of your prospect. He's bombarded with messages. The second problem. 2, 3 per day. Wow. How do you have time to work? I do approve them, even irrelevant one. John, stick with me. Stick with me. After this training, it's gonna change. Okay? Stick with me. The second problem. The second problem is the fight for attention. LinkedIn or not LinkedIn, people are getting 5,000 messages a day, according to research. So the default is not to listen to you. The default is to tune you out, to tune all the messages that are irrelevant out. So you have a lot of fight for attention. You have 5,000 messages a day. And the wow alone is getting 10 to 20 a week. If you didn't finish the sentence, okay. And the third problem of doing the 3 simple steps that we saw on LinkedIn is LinkedIn algorithm. Who likes it? I don't like it. LinkedIn algorithm is my pet peeve. Okay, always chasing the likes, always chasing engagement. I don't get likes to my post. I don't. I'm honest. Monica. Mike, okay, do you get likes? Just tell me if you get likes, and if you do you get clients? Are not too remote, I approve. Yeah, okay. So tell me if you have this problem of chasing the algorithm, chasing the likes, always doing those tricks to get more like Itamar. Hello, Itamar, tell me if you're getting likes to your post, if you're sharing posts, right? So we have three big problems in doing the 3 simple steps. Okay, we're gonna focus on always keeping it 3. Very simple. 3 problems, and now we're gonna solve those problems. I'm not just gonna leave you hanging. Okay, bye, bye. Maybe I will. I don't know. Okay, I'm gonna solve them. Don't worry. Stick around till the end, and you'll see how to solve them. What is the solution? The solution, first of all, if you're not getting the profile right, probably because the problem is in the root of the problem. You want to build a building, you need to have a solid base, a solid foundation. And to understand your unique selling proposition is the number one thing you need to do before you start everything, before you start sending messages, before you're starting to do anything, any activity on LinkedIn. Why? Because it resonates on your profile and then in your messaging. So what's your unique selling proposition? And I want you to tell me in a sentence, John, Mike, Ella, my selling, my USP, for example, I could say I am a LinkedIn marketing expert, but I don't say that. I am saying that I train B2B business to book sales calls every week. I'm very specific. So tell me, what is your USP? Tell me if you know it, and write in the chat, okay? Be very selective. John, this is for you. Be very selective. We're going to see what does it mean to be selective and why. Why do we want to be selective? And the third thing you want to do to really own in your LinkedIn strategy for 2021 is reaching out to excited prospects who wants to talk with people that are not relevant and don't want to hear from you. Because you can convince someone to talk to you on the phone, but when you get to a meeting, it's a waste of time. How many times did it happen to you? Waste your time. Okay, happened to me a lot. Happened to me a lot in the beginning. Okay, so let's fix the mistakes and tell me, am I doing good so far? Do you appreciate the content so far? Is it okay? Do you like it? What was the best content? You're awesome. Thank you, John. What did you like the most? Oh, I can focus on it. Thank you, Itamar. Welcome. Mistake number 1. Thinking your profile doesn't matter. So we talked a little bit about your profile, but now we're going to understand exactly why it shouldn't look like this. Why it shouldn't look like this. And the reason is because you have a lot of potential. This is data. This is data that LinkedIn provides us. This is data for 90 days on my profile, and it's targeted audience, and it's free, completely free. If you start a campaign, we talked about it in the beginning. If you start a campaign, and the goal of the campaign is to get 2,359 clicks on your landing page, how much do you think is it going to cost you? Okay, it's going to cost you a pretty penny, if anyone knows it. Okay, so I said okay again, and you didn't tell me anything. It's going to cost you a pretty penny, and we don't want to do that, as I told you before. So what does that mean? That means that your profile needs to stand out and be very clear in terms of in the unique selling proposition, because the people that are entering it, if you make it look like a landing page, it will perform much better if you treat it as such. But it's free, right? People don't treat it as much because it's free, but it's supposed to be the other way around. So just a few examples of profiles that you understand their call to action, you understand what they do, you understand the value proposition, and what does it mean? What does it mean to have your profile stand out? So first, have a clear, unique sense proposition. Know what your value is and know why you are better from the competition. If you don't know what is USP, just let me know. Okay, it is why the customer should choose you over the competition. And CTA included in the cover picture. We want to move the client through stages in our profile, just like a landing page. What do you want them to do? It's not to buy. Okay, that's a hint, not to buy from you. The third thing, talk about the client, not you. I see a lot of profiles that are written like a resume. That's not what people want to know, what people want to hear. So change your profile, make it look like a professional landing page, and talk about the client and the benefits, exactly like you would in a landing page. And repeat your USP. I have a secret for you. You know what? Tell me how many seconds, okay, it's a hint. How many seconds do you think an average LinkedIn member spend on your profile? How many do you think? And I'm gonna share with you how many it is actually, okay? So just tell me. Oh, John is saying 20, which is very cold. Vladislav, Mike, and Niveta are right, because where they spend on your LinkedIn profile between 3 to 8 seconds. And if you want them to engage, it need to be clear. Just repeat it. Repeat your unique selling proposition. People don't spend a lot of time. It needs to be in the cover, needs to be in the headline, needs to be in the summary. So yeah, very little time. So we covered the profile. Could you repeat the question, please? Yes. My question was, how many seconds do you think people are spending on your profile? And the answer is between 3 to 8 seconds, which means that if you want them to do something, you need to mention it a few times throughout the profile and make it clear, because they're going to lose interest. Okay. Mistake number 3 for you, John, and for everyone here, for everyone that are accepting. Hi, Alon. For everyone that accepting all the connections. Your connections are not your target audience. And I encourage all of you to tell me, if you can, please, how many of your connections are among your target audience? Okay, listening carefully, John. Thank you. Just tell me, how many do you think? You work so hard on LinkedIn. You share content. And then your connections are your friends from college. Yeah, okay. So Odette says 15%, and Roberto and Odette are together probably in their profile, because he's saying also 15%. Vladislav is not sure. Alon said at least 25. Alon, okay, 25 is something. Cindy is only few, and Ella 20% question mark. So I can check it for you, and then we'll know, right? But what does that mean that you are all telling me under 25%? What does that mean? It means that your efforts are not conveying the messages to the right people. So the first thing you need to do is remove. I know it sounds hard. I know it sounds maybe rude, but that's the only option. You know, getting four sales calls a day for free, it's the only way. You want your efforts to be very targeted. So why am I Vladislav is maybe 10? So how can you get meetings? How you get meetings from LinkedIn if you're only 10% target audience is only 10%? And why? Let's see how and why is it so important? Because when you share content, and tell me if you all know tell me if I'm, I treat you like you're all my LinkedIn, familiar with LinkedIn. You're not new to LinkedIn. So tell me if you know what this page is. And if you don't, tell me also, I can elaborate. But this is the statistics of the post that you post. You can see what companies are seeing it. And that's the first way to get leads, the first way, because what happens when you have companies that are not relevant and they're not seeing who you are and what you're about, that means that you have irrelevant connections. And now I promised I give you tangible action items. So you can, after this training, not now, just check who is viewing your content. And the first step is to remove them. Okay, quick question that Roberto said, but I'm having paid campaigns from my company profile, and my profile should help me, not always in my current company, but in an overall in my life. Yeah, this is something I get a lot. Thank you for Roberto, because maybe other people have that question, and it's a very important question. You're not going to like the answer, right? But when you work for a company and you want to succeed in that company in this way, that's the solution. If you tell me, yeah, you want to do it through paid campaign, so you don't have to do what I'm telling you. What I'm telling you is from the account, from the profile. It's organic, it's free, and that's the contingent with you having your connections in your target audience. Otherwise, you're going to waste your time. Okay, thank you for the question. So, making a mistake number 2, targeting the wrong audience. A lot of people tell me, I don't know if my audience is on LinkedIn, and I know they are on LinkedIn, but they don't know how to look for it. And I'm already telling you right now, with a very, very high likelihood, that if you don't know your target audience, if you don't know how to look for it, probably Sales Navigator will help you, because it has an option to filter according to company size, according to years of experience. And the feature that I love the most is LinkedIn, is how active they are. Why is it important to know why the active members? Okay, because you may reach people and they're not active, they just have profiles. So it's a very easy way to gauge your audience. So run targeting. Okay, I'm not going to go into the search. It's very technical, but most people are not familiar with search. I have my YouTube channel, a very elaborate Sales Navigator search. Okay, two steps. So what do you do? What do you do with those mistakes? You, first of all, start by accepting only targeted connections. Okay, all friends are not relevant. Random friends requests are not relevant, and college buddies are not relevant. And John and Roberto, if you have problems of removing, then maybe just start by not accepting all of the people, and also John. And John, can you tell me right now if you have any question, or do you think it's a good idea or it's a bad idea to approve all connections? Okay. We are approaching the end of the presentation, but not yet. Not yet. We have more good stuff. Okay, John, not get it why it's bad. Because when you're active on LinkedIn, when you share content and you try to message your people, the connections, you end up reaching out to irrelevant companies, okay? What type of notification people get when I remove them? They don't get notification, they just see that you're not a first connection anymore. They definitely not gonna see it. It's just business, but they're not gonna see it. I can understand if you feel bad, you just don't approve everyone. Okay. Okay, Ella. Now, mistake number 3, and the last mistake, as I have promised you, and the most critical. We talked about the profile. We talked about the connections. So let's say you have the perfect profile. Let's say you have connections that are relevant. Now you still, it's the holistic method. You still could get it wrong. Sagi says that they would understand you have removed them only if they would look for your profile. That is correct. They're not getting notifications. They're just going to see if their first connection or second connection when they look at the profile. So mistake number 3, why do most messages get ignored? By the way, I say so a lot too. So bad communication and cold outreach. And I hope you're tuned in. Okay, it's gonna open up a whole new world. So I want to make sure. Tell me, everyone are engaged. Are you liking my content so far? What is the best thing you learned? Tell me what you think was most valuable so far. Okay. Mistake number 3. So you have bad communication, which means when you contact someone, you're trying to sell them at the first message. Trying to sell them. They are talking about them. You have a profile. If your profile is optimized, there is no need at all to introduce yourself. The worst thing you can do is start a message with the word I. I help entrepreneurs promote their business. The worst thing you can do. Okay, so don't talk about yourself. There's a profile. They're talking about also not the product, but the client. And they are generic, annoying, and spammy. Tell me, what is the most annoying message you ever get? I always like that game because did you get, we know the same people, we work in the same industry. LinkedIn has recommended your profile. Dear, Vladislav says, dear, what does that mean? Okay, just share with me what's the most annoying message you ever got, and you can see that that's not how you should communicate with your LinkedIn prospect. And of course, spray and pray. Why is it bad? Why is it bad? Spray and pray. Just connecting with whomever, praying for one meeting to happen. It's really bad because the meeting is not going to go well after that, and it's going to have really low conversion rate. So you want to do it professionally and not spray and pray, but you want to have a system that you can count on. Okay. Roberto share with us a very, very common message. I reviewed your impressive profile, and it seems that we both share a common interest in sales, marketing, and business. Oh, Mike says most annoying. Wait, Vladislav is telling me people from China start the message with dear. Okay, yes. Most annoying message for Mike is when people start with a lot of questions, and I know the sales pitch is coming. Yeah, Roberto, obviously we share a common interest. We want to succeed. Okay, you both humans, you both have like a nose, so of course you need to connect. Yeah, that's really funny, and I have to share with you a secret just between us. I was the spammer. I admit it. Okay, I looked at some of your messages that I used to send a year ago, 2 years ago, and it was really bad. So it's okay to send those messages. You learn from it. it's not, well, I'm embarrassed, but I used to send, LinkedIn recommended you as a connection. So I want to connect because I wanted to blame LinkedIn. Okay, not, I don't want to connect, LinkedIn wants to connect. Okay. Cold outreach. Your connections don't know you. Your messages are very funny. Your connections don't know you yet. Yeah. So this is the common perspective that if they're connecting with you, they know you. But it's not the way it works, because I have 8,000 connections and they're far from knowing me. Maybe how many of them know me? Maybe 20%. And they don't know me. So I need to treat them as such. What does that mean? What does that mean? Bad communication, cold outreach. Okay. Are you excited? Are you excited to know how to fix those problems? Because the secret sauce is very, very much upon us. I told you notification. Yeah, John is excited. Notification, but how? How do you use the notification for improving your LinkedIn prospecting? Mike is excited. Okay, too. Good. Oh, the solution. And now we are coming to the final act. The solution is warm outreach, because we need to know different goals have different strategies. Now, before messaging, they are here. They are here on top of the pyramid. They don't know us. They don't know us, and we need to treat them like they don't know us. But how to get them to know us? If you go through those 3 stages, know, like, and trust, you get a meeting. Okay? You get from a 0.1% to 70% to 50%. Okay? Tell me in the comments, in the chat, do you think it makes sense that after a prospect knows you, like you, and trust you, do you think it makes sense for them to want to meet with you? Okay, that's the system. That's why Achiad is telling us it's much easier. Now, how do you do it, Vladislav Shor? Be active. That's why I'm telling you, be active and have an holistic approach. Be active and have your, after you had your LinkedIn profile nailed down, okay? And then you have the content sharing to the right people. That's being active in front of the right people. Then you follow notification and you reach out at the moment when it counts, at the moment when they want to hear from you, where they hear. Only reach out when they trust you, because they already know you when you were active. They already like you, and now you need to reach out to make them say yes to a meeting. Very simple. I'm telling you, it's very simple. Everyone can do it. So the notification part, and Alon is saying the vast majority of people I tried to do business with were very inactive. So I have no way of knowing whether they know anything of my activity. So you do, Alon, okay? You do have a way. So my system is not to reach out to people that you don't know what's going on with them. First of all, if you have audience that is inactive on LinkedIn, meaning they're not on the platform, that's another story. I'm referring to audience that is on the platform, is reachable, and you do have a way. You do, and this is the way. Why talk to cold prospects when you have a lot of warm prospects waiting to hear from you? Okay, and Alon, so Alon and everyone, the system is exactly what Achiad is talking about, because before we reach out to our connections, we can choose who we reach out to. So instead of doing spray and praying to all of your connections, just reduce the people that you reach out to, but reach out to people here. that knows you. And how you do that? Again, through notification. Notification is the key. Notification is to get to the prospect at the right time, at the right stage, when they already know you. Maybe they viewed your profile. Maybe as before, they saw your content. Okay, I have, in my training, I have a way to look who exactly the person who watched your content, but you don't need to do that. You can also go to notification. You do need to have a premium account, okay? But you can see whoever watched your profile, and that means they are ready to hear from you. Because let me ask you something. What do you think it means? What is the meaning of someone? Let's say if you knew someone is entering your website. He didn't buy, he didn't click on the cart, but he was looking at your website. What does that mean? Yeah, that has a meaning. It's not just to browse. Yeah, maybe you saw your profile, you're very good looking. Okay, but no, that's very deliberate with most people. Not 100% of them. That he's searching something common. Well, when someone enters your website or your landing page, they show interest, right? They know you, they want to hear more from you, and actually they are at the stage of alternative. When they are entering a phase of alternative search, they can go into your website, they can go to the competitor website. And what will happen if right now they went into your website per se, so to speak, because it's the profile, and then you reached out. Oh my God, I was just looking for this service, and then he reached out to me. That gives me an advantage over the competitor. Yes? Share with me if you understand, you have any questions. And now we are concluding the holistic strategy because we understand who to reach. We understand we reached the targeted people that are doing a sum of activity in our profile. Now, how do we reach them? Do you go on and on and on and just like, how do you actually book the meeting? Do you wait months on end for them to reach out to you? Maybe they saw your posts. That's what a lot of people are doing. Just wait until someone reaches out to them. But there's no reason. Okay, you reach out to them at the right time, like we talked to, with very simple formula of 3 stages of a message, 3 messages to a meeting. The rule of 3. You see the 3 is very dominant here. Now, I want to warn you from something. Ran, hello, tell me what was most valuable so far, okay? Because we are reaching the end, and I want to make sure I provided the most value that you expected and exceeded your expectation. So again, 3 messages to a meeting. Why is it important? And I'm putting my trainer hat on. I'm always trying to teach. Why is it important to do it only in 3 steps and not more? Because it's making the prospect lose interest because it's very busy. So don't overdo it. John says, okay, John says, do not approve every connection request. Okay, Vladislav, I need to sleep with this and then I will let you know. Yeah, because some people think it's extreme, right? My method is not for everyone. I'm telling you, it's not for everyone, definitely. The results that you get from it, that's phenomenal, and it's not going to get by just doing mainstream. So definitely not for everyone. Now, 3 meetings, 3 messages to a meeting. Message number 1. Why did you reach out? What's the problem when people say, hey, John, we help salespeople to increase their revenue in 3 months. Who is the person to talk to? Like, what does it make you feel? Makes you feel like you're just one of a lot of people. So if you give a reason, and the reason needs to be not because I found your profile interesting. The reason, it's just human nature to try to understand why does people reach out to us. Okay, it's very important. I know it seems irrelevant, but if you add this will increase the number of people that responded to you. It will double it. Everyone here, I did it, and you're here. Okay, so a reason you reached out because you viewed my profile. Okay, if you tell them that means that they already raised their hands, and the reason you reached out is actually because of them. Do you understand the psychology? I know it's it's a lot to take in. The second thing is establish they need your USP. So maybe some salespeople don't need sales calls. Maybe they have so much. John says, wow, never thought of this way. Good, John. Yeah, I hope I woke some people to know the psychology behind LinkedIn prospecting. Thank you. And the second thing is establish they need your USP. Remember the holistic approach. Do you remember we talked about nailing down the profile? So what is the unique selling proposition? If they don't need sales calls, they don't need me. I would establish that first before I pitch. So most people pitch at the first message, but now I'm in the second message and I'm trying to understand, to gauge if they need me. Okay. And the third and last thing that is going to happen is to book a meeting, which I'm going to show you exactly how to book meetings. Most people they can get responses and they can get maybe yes to a meeting, but then not the actual meeting, So here, 1, 2, 3, don't procrastinate. Don't do more than 4 or 5 messages because they will lose interest and stop replying to you. Okay, so reason to reach out, establish their need, your USP, and book on Calendly. And here are some examples on how to lead the lead. When we have too much options, we do not know how to choose. So you have 2 stages from the moment the person say yes to a meeting to the actual meeting, to actually booking the meeting. So I hope you all have Calendly or some sort of booking calendar, which is very easy to book. But what you would never do in any way, put your link to Calendly. Don't do that. Make it easy, make it convenient. You're going to lose them. So how you going to book it? You're just going to tell them, you see, first step is just to tell them 2 options for a meeting. Is it tomorrow at 2:30 p.m. or Wednesday at 11 a.m. your time? Send me your email address so I can send you an invite. That's the template. Here you got a template that is very, very valuable. Why is it valuable? Because people always choose one option and then give my clients an email, and then that's it. And the Calendly is booked is linked with the Zoom. Everyone on Zoom today. Now you see 1, 2. Here I got 2 emails just for another person to join the meeting, because this is the way to do it. This is how you book calls. Did you like that tip? Are you going to use it? Just tell me if you're going to use it and what have you been using so far. Okay? And this is about we have about 3 more slides to go. Show me that he's sure. John is going to use it. Good. Roberto, Orly, Oded, Vladislav, tell me if that made sense and you're going to use it. Dror. Okay. This is also good. Roberto also is going to use it. Great, great, great. This is also good to drive traffic. So we talked about with Achiad before about he had a new website. He wants to drive traffic, not only sales calls. And this actually, a lot of you know this link because I use it when I talk to you. Yeah, Vladislav is gonna try. So if you have a software this is very good for software selling. If you want to sign up people to your software, maybe you have a free trial. Okay, just use this method to book meetings, but not only meetings. Also get registration. Registration. Say it with me. Okay. Never mind. So is that clear now? How you should think about LinkedIn strategy for 2021, totally different way. When you're doing your profile, thinking how many people are watching it. And I want to add a caveat. If you're inactive, it's not going to be relevant. If you're inactive, people are not going to watch your profile and you're not going to get a lot of clicks. So make sure you're active and also with the right people. Step number 2, connecting with your target audience, understanding who they are, not accepting every connection, just connecting with the people that count to your future for your business. And if you're an employee, you don't want to delete the work you've been working on, that's okay. Just take it into consideration. It's going to be a little bit harder because of the reach. Okay, there is one thing it's important to tell you before we end. When you share content, only I'm going to ask you, how many % of your connections do you think see your content? Is it 20%, 50%, 70%? When you post one post, how many people from your connections do you think sees it? Okay, I'm going to let you respond for just a few more seconds. John, do you think, Ella says 10%. John, do you think 1 to 3% of your connection is viewing it? Mike is going to respond soon. Yes. 25%, Mike. Okay. Vladislav. So we have Ella 10, John 1, 2, 3. Vladislav doesn't know. That's okay. Okay, so the answer is, and this is something you can totally check out yourselves, by the way, in the views average you have on your post. The average is 10%, could be a little bit higher, but 10%. What does that mean? It means that considering most people told me that they have very few connections that are their target audience, it means that it's a very small chance that their post is going to reach their target audience because it's only 10%. So if 10% of your connections are relevant, to know how many of that are going to see it. Okay, so make sure you connected only to your target audience. And step number 3 is being active and taking actions through notifications. Okay, that's the strategy for 2021. So yeah, I want to see, what do you think? What do you think? So people here asked me how they can work with me. Yeah, and I don't usually meet. I don't do meetings. I only doing these webinars and don't meet. So some of you will want to continue what you learn here, and it takes time, and it's okay. It will take you time to figure it out. It took me only 4 years. And some people will have to think about it, like we saw here that maybe the material needs to sink in. And for now, I will stay with no pipeline infrastructure. So think about your future, what you're gonna come out of this training with. So take action. I believe in myself. I'm ready to take action. Is this you? Tell me which one of the 3 types are you? And yes, Mike is gonna take action. He's going to take action because he said, good reminder to be more active on LinkedIn. I haven't posted in months. Yeah, the key is to post consistently because it's part of the exposure we want to, the effect, exposure effect. Okay, now you can, any questions you have, I want you to save them for the Q&A. So is that okay? I want to tell you, you can work with me. Is that okay? Okay, how to work with me? First of all, yeah, thank you. First of all, for B2B, it's for B2B. If you want to work together, I accept B2B companies. It's completely organic, immediate results. Like you heard from Achiad in the first week, he got 5 meetings in the first week. And what you need to do in order to work together. Subscribe to Premium or Sales Navigator. Of course, I don't take any commission. It's LinkedIn tools, very recommended because we need to find out the notification. So subscribe to Premium or Sales Navigator to book meeting for free. And you will need to spend time on optimizing your profile. And after that, about an hour a day on LinkedIn to book calls. So this is for people who are busy. You need to understand the system and then you can delegate it. I have also a system for people who wants to do it for themselves and also for people who wants to delegate to labor that they can pay for, just virtual assistant, VA, if you don't know what that means. Okay? And I promised you at the end, don't leave yet because I promised you at the end you're going to get the profile optimization checklist. Okay, so stick around and there's going to be a Q&A. And if you're going to be working with me, results are guaranteed in terms of what I can offer you. If you know what is SSI score, Social Selling Index, just mention it. Mention it in the comments, Social Selling Index score. And if you know what is your score, just tell me. This is a score that LinkedIn is giving the users, okay? And we're going to, in the program, if you are going to work with me, this score is going to be higher. And we're going to set that as a goal. The other goal, Sagi has 59. I assume it's okay that I say it's Sagi. 59. And for those of you who doesn't know what SSI score, it's actually engagement with your connections and how relevant you are to your connections. So it's in terms of a few parameters. And 59, it can be improved. Tell me, Sagi, if you post, tell me if you communicate with your network. Another thing is increased profile views. Most of you, I don't know if you know how many people are looking at your profile. And we talked about why is it important? Why? Because if your connection, if your target audience is looking at your profile, it means that they are checking alternatives. Now it's the time to meet them. So increased profile views means more meetings. Okay, you want to increase your profile views. So this is a guarantee. Increased content Oh, Roberto, 65. We don't, it's very hard to get to the 80. I have 80, by the way. You're never gonna get to 100, but you want to improve upon it because that's an indication of how well you engage with your connections. And the third and last thing is increased content views from relevant companies. If you want to work with me, Oded, 60. Shame on me. No, Oded. No, it's not. We are all in good company. Sagi is 59. It's all about getting 2021 right and improving it. Okay, the third thing is content, increased content views from relevant companies. If you remove the old companies, you let new companies in, you're gonna increase relevant content views. And also, how do you write content to stand out? We saw there are 722 million people on LinkedIn. Everyone is on LinkedIn. How do you stand out? Okay, how to stand out? How many posts you're gonna post? It's the key element, and you're gonna have increased views. So one of or more guaranteed or your money back if that's what you choose to do. If you choose to work with me, if you think I am providing you the value that you are looking for. And this is contingent, of course, upon completing the coursework. So how do you do it? How do we work together? And this is the final, almost at the end. Book a call right now to save your spot. So I'm going to attach something right here. Okay, and tell me, that's great. Okay, so I'm gonna share a link. I don't usually meet for free, but now after we get to know each other a little bit, I have opened my calendar for today and tomorrow. Don't cut your veins after the webinar, Sagi. Open Calendly. Okay. Tell me if you click the link, if you see the link. Do you see it? Because you're gonna open the link, and it's only gonna be available for today and tomorrow. We do. Okay. Only available for today and tomorrow for free. After it's $250 for a meeting. Answer all the questions. And I am not sure we are a fit because I told you that some things need to be very dramatic changes. Not all of you are willing. Like someone told me, I need to sleep on it. Yeah, it's okay. It's not the right time. So the questions are meant to help us understand if you are a fit and if we can continue, if we can start working together. So if there's a fit, you can schedule the meeting and we'll meet. And if there isn't a fit, after I see your answer, you will be notified. So right now, schedule a meeting and let me know in the chat that you scheduled the meeting. Okay, this is just for today and tomorrow. After that, it's going to be, the price is going to be much higher. So you have an option. Okay, now we have reached the Q&A. I really want to thank you all for coming. And again, you have the link you can share with me, whoever signed up. And everything you need to know, this is the time because I'm here. Let's open the Q&A show question list. Vladislav is saying, thank you. Toda. Toda, Vladislav. Tell me anything okay. Okay, guys, any question you want to have, and if after that, you just go straight directly to a page where you can download the checklist. Sagi is asking, okay, 1 second. Thank you, Cindy. Okay. Sagi add a question. Okay, but if you use keywords, would it change the exposure, targeting relevant readers? If you change, Sagi, what does it mean? Do you ask if you use keywords in your profile? Is that your question? Okay, just be clearer in your questions. And Mike's question is, what happens if they're not available? 1 second. Okay. Okay, now I made a link and you can just click on the link if you want to book the meeting with me for today and tomorrow. So what happens if they're not available at the 2 times you propose? Oh, that's a good question. What wouldn't sending the Calendly link eliminate the back and forth? Thank you, Mike. Very, very good question, because the answer is no. In all of my years of experience, I had maybe 1 time. Okay, you choose a date that is not like today or tomorrow. Choose a date that is 2 days from now. And if it's, let's say it's Wednesday, choose a date on Monday. So you want to make sure they do have their calendar free. And in all of my experience, I have everyone just booked it. No one told me, but maybe 1 time someone told me I can't on both accounts, and it just offered a different one. But this is foolproof. Just try it for yourself and see. It's actually preventing the back and forth. And Calendly link, what's the problem? What's the problem with Calendly link? It's not personal. It's P2P, it's people to people. We try to make people feel like it's very deliberate. And I'm going to tell you a secret. If it doesn't have to be deliberate, but all the tricks that I taught you here today is actually for making it seem deliberate and to book more calls. Okay, I'm basically following Vladislav is saying, okay, I am basically following everything I saw today. What more can I do to improve? Well, tell me, Vladislav, I can book a meeting. I don't know. I'm going to check when we have a meeting. Okay. Great insight. Thank you. Okay. Thank you, Mike. Good reminder to be more active on LinkedIn. I haven't posted in a month. How often it's better to post on LinkedIn? Yeah, that's a very good question, because a lot of people ask that. According to Hootsuite, it's 20 times a month. You don't have to follow 20 times a month, but if you post 20 times a month, you get 60% coverage of all your connections. And we already discussed that is reaching only 10%. Okay, so the question is not only how many times. It's not the question to ask. It's also how to post, because the problem when you see the feed is very saturated. You want to stand out. How do you stand out? It's part of the training. How do you stand out and you have risk-free? Okay, when we work together, it's risk-free because you have a guarantee of all of the parameters increased. And of course, this would lead to a meeting. Automation. What about automation? Oded, Okay, Oded, are you using automation? Yeah, Oded. Well, automation has Oded has been using automation in the past, and automation, I am, just to be clear, I'm not against it. I use it, okay, but I need a better machine. Yeah, tell me which software do you use, Oded? Which bot are you using? If anyone here doesn't know what automation is a bot that takes over your profile and sends messages, and it can send 100 messages to second connections, and it can send 150 messages to first connections. And it has a lot of downsides, okay? It can spam your connections. It can reach people that are irrelevant. John used Linked Helper. Linked Helper has been improved a lot lately. I really like them. Yeah. Look, automation is not the problem. The problem is overusing it and abusing it, because your reputation is very important to you. So yeah, maybe a little bit of automation is good for a certain purpose. I use automation is one of my strategy. Sagi, thank you. Sagi has already booked a meeting. Ella, thank you. Thank you, Sagi. And Oded doesn't recall. Yeah, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter which. Well, it does matter because some of them are less, less good than others. But the point is that most people use automation and say, "Hi, we know the same people." Like the bad messages we seen before. And what does it cause? It cause your prospect to report you, and then they can block you. And you can get blocked by LinkedIn, which is the last thing on earth we want. So I do use automation. I use it very deliberately, meaning I use a lot, but I don't use it at every stage. Okay? Stage, when I say stage, I mean stage of the funnel. Okay. Now I want to thank you guys. And when I'm going to end this webinar, you're going to go to this page, download, and start working, taking action, and start working on your LinkedIn profile. It's the first step to your LinkedIn success. On Oded, my recommendation about automation. Well, I do recommend Linked Helper. But I'm telling you, it's really, it's not for a 1 minute talk, right? If you do want to use automation, do it. Be careful because it has a way you should do it. You want to learn more, you can definitely book a meeting and we'll find out. But definitely don't just spam your connection and spray and pray. Okay, guys, it was lovely to meet you, and we're gonna link up in LinkedIn, right? Bye.